Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Unifi Dream Machine Pro for an upcoming network install that we're doing pretty soon. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member. Link is in the description. So I am doing pretty much a multi-phase project for Lebanon Baptist Church out of New Kent, Virginia, and we actually was looking to do some stuff with them before all this coronavirus and all this other stuff happened, but this has helped accelerate this going on, and I'm already checking out, doing a video walking about how I did all of this stuff, how all these parts are going to go together. But we had some Facebook members on our Facebook group specifically wanted me to go over different components from networking. So these are going to be little bite-sized videos to go over each component and try and break them down. But then the main video where I'm doing kind of a vlog-esque type of DIY transformation type of video, that will show you how all of these work. But in this, what we're going to do is hook this up, plug it in, turn it on, go through the configuration, and then we'll leave it at that, and this will continue on the next piece of hardware. So let me clean my desk out of the way, because this is a big piece of kit, and let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, I think I got enough space. Oh, whew, here we go. I was just saying that it wasn't heavy. I actually was going to do a video on this because the Dream Machine is what I have on my network right now. That's what's right over in there. So I've been using this for a while. Like I said, I never offer or talk about a product that I don't use myself. So I've been using that for almost half a year now. So really happy with it. But let's see what comes in this thing. And now I'm gonna break this down of why do I get this in the first place. Now this install, and like I said, I highlight that video, the network design video that I did with them to talk about this, but this device replaces a bunch of items. It replaces the cloud key that controls the intelligent talking of all the devices. It actually also has a switch, and it also it's kind of like a server because it allows you to run a bunch of their other applications like the voice over IP application. They also have a new access door entry type of program that I think is still in beta. It has the NVR, so it actually can do its security cameras, and it has the cloud controller that can control all your network. All right. Very simple boxing here. So let's take this, and I'm not going to put this back in here because I already have a rack where this is going to go in. So I'm not going to save the boxes for right now unless something happens with it that I have to return it. And just as usual, there is a link in the description to all these products. Ultimately, I think I might even get something like this and upgrade this at my church because we're still using the original cloud key that I had donated when I redid all of their the wiring and stuff like that in my church. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. And I got it upside down. So awesome thing about this, it actually has an 8-port switch in here. These are not PoE, so this does not send power. This is a place where you can actually put a hard drive in here. This is for additional storage and some other stuff like that. Has a little tray here. You can put a 3.5 hard drive in here or an SSD. I think I actually got a old drive from my pastor's old computer when I upgraded that. I'm gonna probably put that in here if I get one of these from my church. But this is for Lebanon, and when we go down the path of security cameras for the inside. I will put a drive in here, maybe a 4 terabyte, 8 terabyte, it all depends. All right, we got this little square screen here, which actually is a touch screen that does controls, and you can see the apps and the functions and basic information about that. We have 2 SFP ports right here. One of them can replace the regular RJ45 for connection to their modem. So like for example, if I had Verizon Fios, they can actually send Ethernet directly into the house. So I can bypass their modem completely and they can just come directly in here. But I believe this jack, these are 2 the same. So you cannot use both at the same time. If you use this one, that's what this does. This one is going to be the connection that connects to, for me in my scenario, is what and even mine behind me, this is what connects to the switch to give a 10 gigabit connection if it's supported, or 1 gigabit. It frees up a network port. That's it. Oh, we also have our reset button right over there if you need to. And these are super simple to set up. We got our power, and I'm gonna wonder if they actually give you a power cable, because originally they used to not. And they also have a power supply backup that just rolled out as well too. No need for that in this scenario, but I think that's cool that they actually have that. And then these are the vents to keep everything cool. Very quiet. And then, like I said, they have them on the front as well too. So let's go ahead, let's open up this box and let's see what's inside of here. These are probably the mounting ears and stuff like that will go in here. Oh, they do have a power supply. Now, I need to see how deep the rack is I have for mine, because mine wasn't deep enough. So I actually had to get a right angle power cable, which I actually have another one because it came in packs of 2. So I might use that if this doesn't fit. We got our little screws and stuff like that here, which is nice. Don't need these, but I probably will use them anyway. Here are our little 1U rack mounts, and then we got a little manual here. All right, so like I said, I have this on my network, and I think they said only one of these can exist on a network at a time. So I'm gonna see how this will work, because if it doesn't, then I'm just gonna have to connect to it separately and connect my computer directly to this. But let me get this all plugged up and connected, and then we're gonna see what it looks like, and I'm gonna walk you through the configuration of this on the computer. All right, so we got everything connected over here, and it's powering up right now. And like I said, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I haven't really seen what it looks like, because normally with the USGs originally, you can have multiple of those on your network. I just don't know how this is gonna handle having 2 USGs on the same network. All right, as you can see, we have the app up here, and let's go ahead and get logged in here, and it needs an authentication. So let's go back here and get that done. And there it is, a new device has been there. Maybe I don't need to authenticate. So let's go ahead and set, obviously it's not that one, because that's uptime has been for 5 days. So let's go to this one, and we're gonna set it up. All right, so there it is again. That's the one that was only on for 5 minutes, so we know that that's it. Let's do setup, connecting. And I believe it's connecting over Bluetooth. All right, let's give it a name. I'm just gonna call it Lebanon UDM. Well, actually, DMP. How about that? GMC. Or UDM. All right, let's call it that. All right, and you can see it already has a thing that we're saying is connected. It has internet connection. I guess it just can't be seen through my controller, and I guess that kind of bodes well with what I was saying, that I didn't think that two of these can exist on the same network. All right, so let's do next. I'm going to link this to my account right now. All right, next. Auto optimize network, I'm going to say yes. Send diagnostics, no. Next. Update schedule. I am going to do this at 2 a.m. and I'm going to have this checked weekly. And not on a Sunday. I'm going to have this checked on Saturday. All right. All right, we're doing an internet test. I mean, download is okay. It should be way faster than that. I'm disappointed in the upload speed, but that is the double this is the max of what I actually have offered where I'm at right now. All right, so I'm gonna have to run this test again anyway when I'm there at the church, which is gonna be significantly slower because they're still on DSL. Again, these are phases to get this done. All right, next. All right, yes, I'm gonna be the super admin. I will be adding other people later. And configure your device and network settings. So we're gonna let this keep going, and then it should be done here in a second, and then I should be able to log directly in. Because your device has outdated firmware, we're required to update. All right, so it's updating it, and like I said, the little screen that's on the front is running. I'm just seeing what it's actually saying right now. And really not that much. It's probably just saying update. It's giving us speed and things like that. But we're gonna let this finish running, and then we'll be back, and hopefully we'll be able to log in here in a second. All right, so the app kept spinning until I finally just went to the website that lets you allow you to connect to all your devices, and it actually is showing up there. So if we cut over, like you can see, this is mine, this is the new one. So all right, so let's go ahead and click on that and see. As you can see, it's saying that I guess we still have some more we have to configure, but we have network, protect, access, and talk. These are the apps that are supported right now. But let's go to settings real quick. All right, we can check for updates, see the CPU load, CPU temperature, how much memory, internal storage space. So it has 13 gigs, that's native, but we don't have a disk mounted to it. All right, we have our applications, which I think is interesting that this stuff is already running. So I'm gonna stop access because we definitely don't need that. We're gonna stop talk, because we don't need that. And I'm gonna see if I can actually uninstall those, because I don't think those are needed in any way, shape, or form. But you never know. And we're gonna set our location when we actually get to the church. And I guess I could put it in right now. All right, for New Kent. So that's going to be its location. Time zone is correct. Confirm changes. All right. Advanced. We're going to turn on SSH. Well, I'll set that later. Gave our name. We're setting this weekly. Release channel. We're going to do release. We're not going to do beta, none of that stuff. This is where you can turn it off if you need to. We can download updates and all that other good stuff. So we're done with here. Let's go back. So as you can see, we turned the other stuff off. Protect, we can actually probably could turn that off, but it's not needed right now. But let's go. This is where we're going to add new users, which I will do when we get on site. But let's go in here now. And let's take a tour through the software. Let me move over here because nothing should be up here. All right, so here's the lay of the land. All right, so it already has a switch built into it. This is where we can get our statistics, show data, what's going on with it. There's a map. that you can show like the topology when we actually have stuff connected to it. Devices that this controller is managing will be listed here. You can always change that to this if you wanted to. You can click on here and then do configurations for these devices here if you want to. And we're going to be coming back to that when we actually connect some of the stuff. This will be a list of clients who are connected in any way, shape, or form, whether it be wireless or wired. You do here. This is more of like reporting history of how whoever connected in any way, shape, or form at any point in time. Threat management. Now, because this has a lot more horsepower behind this, we are going to turn this on to where it's going to, you know, just keep your network safe. We're not going to turn it all the way on. But the main thing is, like, if we look at level 5, I mean, this is, you know, kind of over the top, not necessarily needed, but we can make a custom version of this, which is what they had, which is almost nothing. What I'm going to do is leave this at a 4 for right now. This might get changed when we're obviously on site or if they have any concerns, but I'm just going to go with that one for right now. Now we have Wi-Fi and all this other stuff, and this is similar to the setup that I did. The software, the interface has changed a bit, and you can go back to classic mode if you want, but a lot of this stuff is still there in the same setup. So what we're going to do is, and I didn't mean to do that. I meant to say what I just did. But anyway, let's go over here to Wi-Fi, and we're going to create a Wi-Fi network. So high-speed wireless with basic configuration, high-speed wireless with advanced configuration. Let's go with the basic for right now, because we're going to make a Wi-Fi that's available for everybody. So we're going to do 11.9 wireless. Make it real obvious. All right. We, for right now, are not going to put a password on this because this is going to be only for when people kind of come to church, get online and things like that. We can always add that stuff later, but we're going to come back and make some changes here because the LAN group is default. We don't want to do that. Let's come back over here to LAN groups, and we're going to make a group here, and we're going to call this guests. All right. And that's fine. And honestly, I'm thinking this might have to be the advanced stuff that we were doing here, but we'll come back for that. All right, so that's how this is connected right now. We're going to move this to guest here. So let's go back to our network. And all right. So first, we need to put it on our group. Our group is going to be, why is it not showing a group? Oh well, let's just walk through these settings. All right, so we don't need to change the name. Do you want to enable the network? Yes. Security protocol is open for right now, but we are going to make some changes to that. Guest policies, allow guest policies on this network, include authentication, all this. Yes, guest policies are going to be enabled. Client group, I don't know why that hasn't been saved, but we'll come back to that. Fast roaming, so when you're jumping between different access points, yes. And enable multicast enhancement, we say yes. Use a VLAN, yes. A virtual LAN, we're going to change that. Well, they had 3,000, so I'll just leave it on that. Unscheduled automatic power save, I'll keep that off. Combined name for 2 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, yes. Optimized for high performance devices, that's still in beta, so we're going to leave that off. And then a lot of these other settings, we're good. We just leave them that way. And now we are fine from here. Now let's go back to our groups. Let's edit here. And I still do not know why it won't let me change that. Well, let's just completely remove it. How about that? Won't let me change it. That's strange. Let's do this then. Change the name, and then we're gonna make a new one. And we're gonna do this. There it goes. I don't know why it doesn't let you change the WAN group. Oh well. So we got it on guest. It's not password protected, and we'll do next. All right, done. Now, will it let me remove this one now? There it goes. So I guess something needs to be in place. Let's go back to our groups, and there we go. It is listed under there. Now let's go back. Now I get a failed to delete. All right, so let's go back in here now, and let's make some changes. Guest policies, the same ones we had before. Default group, this is different now I think about it. Fast roaming, yes. VLAN, yes. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and save those changes. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this on a Wi-Fi schedule, meaning that it's not going to be open all the time. I'm assuming people are just going to be there during, well, it's still COVID going on, so nobody's really there at the church right now. But for service, we're going to say Wi-Fi is from 8 until 5. Pick our network and block start. All right, so it won't start till then. That's when it ends. Done. And we could copy this throughout the entire thing, but for right now, I think this is good because we're going to do another wireless that's open for everybody with a password, and we might as well do that now. Let's make another one. Let's look what advanced does. So we're going to call this level 9 security. I can spell. All right, that's our default group. We are going to make a password for this. All right, no guest policies on here. Fancy stuff. So a little bit more. We still want this fast roaming. We don't need a VLAN because this is our main thing that we're doing. We don't need power save and all that stuff. All this other stuff is fine. All right, we're done. All right, so let's go back in here, and do we have any more additional settings? Nope. All right, so we're good here. And there's no schedule for this one because this is going to be the main one that administrators, the pastor, everybody who's working there has access to. So let's go under advanced. Do we have anything here that we need? Nope. All right. Internet. Enable speed test. Yeah, we'll do that every 20 hours for right now. And I still hit the same thing again. Apply. All right. So we have our two WANs right now, but it looks like nothing is connected to them right now. That's fine. We'll come back to that. All right. Now our networks, we have this, and I thought they would have made another one. This is where we would add our VLAN here, but that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to physically have, virtually have our stuff separated. So whoever's connected to our wireless will be on a different network. So we're going to call this guests. And that's a good range. And we're going to put them on 10, 10, 10. How about that? No, I don't want that. 10, 10, 10. All right, and this is VLAN 3000. That's what was picked when we did this. All right, domain name, don't really care about. Yes, boom, boom, boom. All right, we're done. All right, so now when somebody connects to guests, they will get this range of IP address compared to corporate, which will be for there. Now, I would have thought that would have showed up as something different. But I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Because we got more settings on here. So let's see. Are we missing anything else? No. So I guess we do have everything on here. I really thought we would have had something else. Let's create a standard network. Does it say anything different? No. Oh well. I think we're good. Yes, we're gonna leave this one. All right, so Wi-Fi is done, Internet's done, network is done. We're not using hotspot. Network security, we kind of already did. Did I not save it? I must not have. We're doing that with level 3 right now. And we're gonna set this to intrusion protection system where it automatically will block this stuff for us. Apply. Geo IP filtering. I don't think we need that right now. Content filtering. This is where we could stop certain stuff from going on. And this will be we're gonna set this with a network so we can say we want to stop and say include rules from family safe. And we're gonna block adult content and we'll say church Wi-Fi, we'll call it that. And then you can put in actually anything in here, but let me see if just block adult would be enough. And it does. So, okay, cool. All right, deep packet inspection, that can be turned on so you can actually see where a lot of traffic is going. That's up to you to put it on. Network scanner, that's still in alpha, so I'm gonna leave that off. Advanced, I think we're fine. Firewall, I think this is fine, especially since we're going to be using their IP cameras. If we are using something else, sometimes you would have to make like a hole in the firewall for different services to go out, whether it be mainly secondary or third-party type of security cameras and stuff like that. So, oh well, I think we are good so far. And we don't need to make any groups, but this is where you could make a group if you want wireless for people not to go to Netflix and Disney Plus or something like that while they're in the middle of service. You can probably block that from here. VPN, you can set that up if you want to. We don't need to. Gateway, don't need to set that up. Configuration profiles, don't need to do that. Preferences, let's see. General, LED lights, all this other stuff. Synchronization, which is going to be cool when we actually hook up the other device as well. User interface, you can do a white design or night design, whichever one you want to use. I'm gonna keep it like this. Formatting, do you want to use 24-hour? What's your time? All this other stuff. Advanced, enable responsive tables. Refresh rate, I like to keep oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Want to enable the refresh button. That's already there, so that's cool. All right. Now, alerts. You can send events based off of what's going on. This stuff I'm not going to touch right now. I am going to connect this to an email server. So my email server, so as the person who is maintaining this stuff, I would get an email if anything happens. That way I know if somebody's doing something they're not supposed to as well. So I would do that later. All right, network settings. You can always pull this from your network time servers, get your stuff synchronized that way. Optimize network, where this intelligently will make modifications to your network for its best performance. I'm gonna leave it at that. Device authentication, username, we're gonna come back to that. So I'm gonna refresh all that anyway. Enable system logs, all this other stuff, enable features, advanced features. I'm gonna turn that on for right now. Then updates. Everything is good. Schedule upgrade. You can actually do this. You can enable automatic upgrades if you would like, which I am going to do. Well, nah, I'll turn it off for right now. All right, then advanced access private release channels for ubiquity. No, for this, for a client install, I'm not going to do that. All right, now we have our controller settings. You can give this a name. Give that Lebanon Unifi server. We got the info there. Data retention. We're gonna turn this on. Use recommended settings. And then we can do a manual backup. Once I finish setting up everything, I'm gonna back this up. But I'm also gonna come in here, create automatic backups, and have them create this on the 1st of every month. And we're gonna maintain a maximum of 12 files for a whole year. All right, and we should be good. And the last one, advanced configuration. And I can get a Google Maps API key, and then I can actually use the maps under here, so I can actually pull up, like if I went here and did a floor plan and created a new floor plan, I can actually pull up a map to it and say, let's do this again. Hope Hotel. Oh wait, I'm doing it in the wrong place. All right, so I can have this here. And if they had like blueprints, it feels closer, we could do it like this. Or I actually have a blueprint, so I'm actually gonna upload that to this at a later time to make our floor plan, so I can place everything where we're gonna put the equipment and all that other stuff, access points. Makes it look really cool. All right, so I think that is mainly it. And like I said, this was a very detailed, I mean, at least I thought it was detailed, and I didn't mean to go through that, setup of a brand new Dream Machine. Since I switched over to this, me personally, I like this myself. And especially with, and I keep hitting the same button, going to help. I don't want to go to help. You know, I like what it's going to do, and it removes having to have so many separate devices compared to what my original install that I had personally, and I still have my mom's. Well, actually, my mom's I've upgraded to the Cloud Key Gen 2 because she doesn't have any need for all of this. But for a big install like this coming up, I think this is good. So anyway, link to the product is below. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And I want to thank the patrons and the YouTube members who made this video possible. Their names are on the screen right now, and you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and a YouTube member for as little as $4.99 a month, where you help us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video. Later.